Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we re-journeying into the heart of a mystery that blurs the line between ancient myth and modern science. Imagine a place on Earth so strange, so fundamentally alien, that it defies one of humanity's oldest and most essential discoveries: fire. We're talking about the Cave of Endless Night, a legendary cavern where, for reasons unknown, no flame can survive. For centuries, local folklore has whispered tales of this place. Elders spoke of a deep, dark maw in the earth where the spirits of the underworld extinguished any light brought by mortals. They warned that it was a place where the sun's warmth could not reach, and where fire itself was forbidden. To the ancient people who lived nearby, it was sacred, terrifying, and a tangible piece of their mythology. They told stories of brave warriors and curious hunters who entered, their torches sputtering and dying within moments, leaving them in a profound, suffocating darkness from which few returned. These weren't just campfire stories. They were stark warnings, passed down through generations, shaping the culture and beliefs of an entire community. To them, the Cave of Endless Night was proof that some places in this world simply do play by the rules we understand. For a long time, scientists and historians dismissed these tales as just that, folklore, a clever way to keep children from wandering into a dangerous cave system. Perhaps the idea of a place where fire couldn't burn seems scientifically impossible. Fire is a basic chemical reaction, right? Fuel, oxygen, and heat. As long as you have those three things, you should have a flame. The stories were fascinating, but ultimately, they were considered myths. But as we've learned time and time again, sometimes myths are just history we haven't understood yet. And a few years ago, a multidisciplinary team of geologists, archaeologists, and physicists decided it was time to put the legend to the test once and for all. Led by the renowned geologist Dr. Ari Storn, the expedition was equipped with state-of-the-art technology. They weren't just carrying torches and maps. They ate high-powered gas lighters, propane burners, and sensitive atmospheric sensors. Their mission was simple: to enter the cave, document its geology, and definitively prove or disprove the ancient legend. The team was skeptical but open-minded. They expected to find a simple explanation, like a lack of oxygen or a strange draft. They had no idea they were about to walk into a scientific enigma that would challenge everything they thought they knew. As the team ventured into the cave's entrance, the air grew still and heavy. The temperature dropped noticeably. The first few hundred feet were like any other limestone cavern, with beautiful stalactites and stalagmites glistening in the light of their headlamps. Everything seemed normal. The team leader, Dr. Thorne, decided it was time for the first test. He pulled out a standard butane lighter. With a click, a bright, orange flame flickered to life, dancing in the gloom. The team shared a look of relief, almost disappointment. So much for the legend. But then, something strange happened. As they walked deeper, just past a natural archway described in the old stories as the Guardian's Gate, the lighter flame began to behave erratically. It wavered, shrank, and turned a sickly blue color, as if it was being starved of air. Dr. Thorne checked his atmospheric sensor. The oxygen levels were perfectly normal, around 20.9%. There was no logical reason for the flame to be struggling. Confused, he took a few more steps forward, and then, with a final, pathetic hiss, the flame vanished. It didn't flicker out. It was instantly extinguished, as if a switch had been flipped. The team stood in stunned silence, the only light coming from their battery-powered LEDs. They tried again, and again. They brought out a powerful propane torch, capable of withstanding high winds and low oxygen. The moment they crossed that invisible threshold, the roaring jet of fire would sputter and die instantly. It was utterly baffling. Their sensors confirmed it. Plenty of oxygen, no unusual gases like carbon dioxide or nitrogen, in high concentrations that could displace the oxygen. The fuel was good. The heat source was there. Yet, the fire triangle was broken. It was as if a fundamental law of physics had been suspended within the walls of this cave. The ancient myths weren't exaggerations. They were literal descriptions of reality. The expedition team spent days conducting experiments, trying to understand this impossible phenomenon. They set up a perimeter, marking the exact, invisible line where combustion ceased to be possible. On one side of the line, fire burned brightly. Step 1 inch across it, and any flame, from a match to a magnesium strip, was snuffed out. It wasn't a gradual change. It was an absolute, instantaneous boundary. This discovery sent shockwaves through the scientific community. How could this be possible? The team's initial data only deepened the mystery. There were no detectable energy fields, no strange radiation, nothing that could explain what they were witnessing. The geologists began to theorize. Could it be a previously unknown mineral in the cave walls? One that releases a catalyst that actively inhibits combustion at a molecular level? Something that interrupts the chain reaction of fire without altering the atmospheric composition in a way their sensors could detect. This theory is a leading contender. The idea is that the rock itself might be breathing out a heavy, inert, or fire-retardant gas that is completely new to science. This substance would be heavier than air, pooling on the cave floor and filling the lower chambers, but so chemically unique that standard sensors wouldn't recognize it. It's a wild idea, but in a place that defies known physics, wild ideas are all they have. Another, even more mind-bending theory comes from the physicists on the team. They've proposed something straight out of science fiction. What if the cave is a localized pocket of space-time, where certain physical constants are slightly different? A minute alteration in, say, the quantum mechanics governing electron energy states could theoretically make the self-sustaining reaction of fire impossible. It sounds absurd, but the abruptness of the boundary line makes a field-based explanation like this one strangely compelling. It's as if the cave operates under its own unique set of physical laws. This would make it not just a geological curiosity, but a place of profound importance for our understanding of the universe itself. This discovery has immense implications. Archaeologically, it reframes our entire understanding of the ancient people who lived here. They weren't just superstitious. They were keen observers who accurately documented a bizarre natural phenomenon. Their myths about spirits extinguishing flames were their best attempt to explain something they could possibly have had the science to understand. They lived alongside a true wonder of the natural world. For modern science, the Cave of Endless Night is a gold mine. If we can isolate the cause, be it a new element, a unique geological process, or a warp in physics, it could lead to incredible technological advancements. Imagine a substance that can instantly and harmlessly extinguish any fire. It would revolutionize firefighting and safety protocols worldwide. The work is far from over. Research teams from around the globe are now clamoring to study the cave. They are designing new sensors, new experiments, and new theories to crack the code of the Cave of Endless Night. What secrets are still hidden in its absolute darkness? What else did the ancient people know about this place? The story is just beginning, and it reminds us that even in our modern high-tech world, there are still profound mysteries waiting to be discovered, sometimes hidden in the very places our oldest stories warned us about. The world is still full of magic, and sometimes that magic turns out to be a whole new chapter of science. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into one of the world's strangest mysteries. What do you think is happening inside that cave? Let me know your theories in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you won't miss our next adventure. Until next time, stay curious.